Why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank? Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
In a few moments, the news.
Why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank?
This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
The time is 6:15. Here's the news edited by Lakshman Fonseca, read by Victor Raj. Here are the headlines of the local news. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa declared open the National Defence College. The Minister of Finance is to present 76th budget of the independent Sri Lanka in Parliament tomorrow. The Republic of Korea can announce that Sri Lankan migrant workers will be allowed to enter Korea soon. The Labour Minister says the trade unions have commended the proposal of the Cabinet Bill to extend the retirement age. In the main news story, the government is ready to file a case before an international court if Express Pearl refuses to pay the full compensation for the damage. In Watchlight today, Coconut Development Board requests the cocoa peat manufacturers to maintain higher standards in their manufacturing process. News overseas, environmental activists welcome for the unexpected US-China climate agreement. Local news in detail. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa declared open the National Defence College, NDC, today. The NDC was established as the premier institute that promotes strategic thinking for the senior officers of the Trife Service, Police and Public Service. Its main aim is to provide holistic knowledge in view of developing highly qualified strategic decision makers in the realm of the national security, statecraft, diplomacy and public policy to ensure national security and national development of Sri Lanka. The President inaugurated the main building and later inspected the academic facilities too. It is reported the Chinese government has contributed to the construction of the fully equipped auditorium and the Pakistani government contributed to build a library. The Australian government and the Trife forces have jointly provided books for the library. The first course offered by the college will be held full-time for 10 months from tomorrow to August 2022. 27 officers of the Trife forces and 4 police officers have been selected to follow the course. University chancellors, vice-chancellors, commissioners, commanders of the Trife forces, IGP were also present on this occasion. Minister of Finance Basil Rajapaksa will present the second reading of the appropriation bill for the financial year 2022 in Parliament tomorrow. The Secretary General of the Parliament, Dhammika Dasanayake, said that the budget speech is to begin at 2 p.m. The second reading debate of the budget will be held for 7 days from Saturday. The vote on the second reading of the budget will take place on Monday, November 22nd. Arrangements have been made to present this year's budget debate in sign language on behalf of the hearing impaired community. Accordingly, a sign language window will be telecast simultaneously with the live telecast during the budget debate. Secretary General of the Parliament, Mr. Dhammika Dasanayake, also said that arrangements have been made to hold sittings in Parliament in accordance with all health guidelines and regulations during the entire period of the budget debate starting from tomorrow. However, the public gallery will not be open to the public during the budget debate and only a limited number of government officials will be allowed to attend the budget committee session. The gallery for special guests and invited foreign diplomatic ambassadors and high commissioners will be open tomorrow. This is the 76th budget of an independent Sri Lanka. The Embassy of the Republic of Korea today announced that the Sri Lankan migrant workers will be allowed to enter Korea soon. Korean Ambassador Santos Woonjin Jeong said Korea, due to the COVID-19 pandemic, entry of fresh workers has been restricted. He said the vaccination rate is setting high enough to accommodate the foreign workers and the worldwide pandemic situation has become more stable. Therefore, the Korean government had decided to restart allowing new foreign workers, including Sri Lankans, on condition of fulfillment of Korean government's public health guideline. Korean ambassador added, initially, Korea will accommodate a limited number of new foreign employees as the first batch, and this number will gradually increase. The Korean government has also praised the significant role of Sri Lankan migrant workers and their precious contribution. It said the migrant workers bridge both countries in the many ways as they continue to contribute to the economic development of both Korea and Sri Lanka. This news comes to you from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation.
Why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank?
Continuing with more local news, Minister Nimal Siripal de Silva says the trade unions have commended the proposal of the Cabinet bill to extend the retirement age for the private sector employees in Sri Lanka. The bill has been prepared to extend the retirement age of 60 years with respect to the employees who have not attained the age of 52 years on the effective date of the proposed act. The bill received approval at the committee meeting of the Ministerial Consultative Committee on Labour chaired by the Minister Nimal Siripal de Silva in Parliament recently. The minister said that there are larger number of vacancies in all the trade zones in Sri Lanka. He added the move will be fit for both the employer and the employees as well. It will also provide openings for versatile, well-trained workers to serve for the country extra years, boosting the country's economy, minister said. However, it is reported that there has not been a set retirement age for the most employees in the private sector in particular. Retirement of private sector employees was often based on the terms of the agreement between the employer and the employee. The National Water Supply and Drainage Board announced that a 28-hour water cut will take effect from Saturday, November 13th from 8 a.m. to Sunday, November 14th midnight in several areas in Colombo. The affected areas include Colombo 5, 6, 7, 8, Kotte, Kaduela, Maharagama and Borlaskama. The public is advised to store sufficient water in advance to avoid discomfort. That ends local news.
Why do you still pay with cash when you have People's Pay mobile app from People's Bank? Scan the Lanka QR code and make your payments with People's Pay mobile payment app from People's Bank.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddha Lepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddha Lepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
The main news story is brought to you by Siddha Lepa Vidya Mahatmya.
Sri Lanka has threatened to drag the owners of the Express Pearl ship quickly. The government is ready to file a case before an international court if they refuse to pay the full compensation for the damage caused to the country. Justice Minister Ali Sabri told Parliament today that Australian expertise has been obtained to assess the full damage caused to the environment as a result of the fire on the ship. He said that while compensation has been obtained for damage caused to fishermen and the country as a result of the fire, a further assessment is being made on the damage to the environment. Justice Minister Ali Sabri said that if the shipping company refuses to pay the full compensation, then Sri Lanka is prepared to take the case before an international court. That ends main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
This is Watchlight.
Coconut Development Board requests the cocoa peat manufacturers to maintain highest standards in their manufacturing process. The board warns the cocoa peat manufacturers not to mix sand with cocoa peat. It added mixing sand with cocoa peat is a punishable offence under the Penal Code Act No. 46 of 1971.
Coming up, World News.
World News headlines first. Environmental activists welcome for the unexpected US-China climate agreement. Biologists claim a vast stretch of the Yamuna River is covered with white toxic foam. Northeastern Chinese city sees highest snowfall in 116 years. World News in detail. Activists and politicians have cautiously welcomed an unexpected US-China declaration that vowed to boost climate cooperation. The EU and UN described the move as encouraging and an important step, but Greenpeace said both countries needed to show more commitment. The US and China are the world's two biggest CO2 emitters. They said they would work together to achieve the 1.5 Celsius temperature goal set out in the 2015 Paris Agreement. Scientists say that limiting global temperature rises to 1.5 Celsius will help humanity avoid the worst climate impacts. This is compared with the pre-industrial temperatures. Biologists claim a vast stretch of the Yamuna River is covered with the white toxic foam, caused in part of the pollutant discharged from the industries ringing New Delhi. Still, hundreds of Hindu devotees stood knee-deep in its frothy, noxious waters, sometimes even immersing themselves for a customary dip to make the festival of Chhath Puja. They added the 1,376-kilometer or the 855-mile Yamuna is one of the holiest rivers for Hindus. It is also among the most polluted in the world. The river provides more than half of New Delhi's water, posing a serious health threat to its residents. It has become dirtier over the years as most of the capital's sewage, farm pesticides and industrial effluents from factories flown into the water. Heavy blizzards in some parts of the northeastern China have brought record snowfall, raising concerns about keeping homes warm in an area hit by power outage earlier this year. In the capital city of the Shenyang in Liaoning province, average snowfall reached 20 inches. This is the highest recorded snowfall since 1905, said state outlet Xinhua. In neighboring Inner Mongolia, more than 5,600 were affected after a heavy snowstorm. Meteorological researchers in the Mongolian city of the Tongolia told the state outlet The Global Times that the snowstorm was an extremely random and sudden extreme weather event. A total of 27 red alerts were issued across Inner Mongolia and northeastern China, the highest warning alert for snowstorm. To wrap up the world news, let's take a look at the headlines once again. Environmental activists welcome for the unexpected US-China climate agreement. Biologists claim a vast stretch of Yamuna River is covered with white toxic foam. Northeastern Chinese city sees highest snowfall in 116 years. That ends.
Development News.
The Embassy of Sri Lanka in Germany successfully held the fourth of the series of webinars organized in collaboration with the Import Promotion Desk of Germany and Export Development Board of Sri Lanka. The webinar was held on the topic EU standards and the certification for agri-products sector with a special focus on organic products. Many of the participants mainly focus on the topic of the technical standards for agri-products with in-depth explanations on contamination levels of the unhygienic elements in products, maximum residual levels of the pesticides and chemical requirements for value-added addition of products. That ends development news.
Moving on with sports news.
Australia will continue their bid for the Men's T20 World Cup when they face an unbeaten Pakistan in the semi-final in Dubai this evening. Australian team were not among the favourites going into the tournament, but won 4 of their 5 Super 12 matches to qualify for the last 4. Pakistan started their campaign with a 10-wicket thrashing over great rivals India and have gone from strength to strength since. The winners will face England or New Zealand, who meet in Abu Dhabi on Wednesday in Sunday's final. Australia have won 50 overs World Cup 5 times and the Champions Trophy twice, but their best showing in the T20 World Cup was finishing as runners-up to England in 2010. They lost 5 T20 series in a row in the build-up to this tournament, including a series against Bangladesh that showed them bowled out for 62, their lowest T20 score. However, their only loss in the group stages came against the rampant England, and they ended their qualification campaign with an 8-wicket thrashing of the West Indies. That ends the sports news.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U-Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Sri Lanka's leading fabric manufacturer TJ Lanka PSC has built on its robust first quarter performance in its first quarter of the year. It had been backed by strong demand for fabric from strategic customers due to the changing dynamics of the global market and also increased capacities and the depreciation of the rupee. TJ Lanka PLC has reported revenue of 23.1 billion rupees at group level for the 6 months ending 30th September 2021, reflecting growth of the 71% with an improvement of 44% over the corresponding quarter of the last year. That ends Business News.
Business News, sponsored by National Savings Bank, the safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news, courtesy of... I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001. Is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
The government has planned to introduce an incentive package for the migrant workers. The plan will include pension benefits, accident and life insurance benefits, banking facilities including low-interest loans for housing and self-employment on return to Sri Lanka, together with the enhanced duty-free concessions. The central bank said the package of benefits would be made available only to those who remit their earnings to Sri Lanka through the formal banking system or any other formal money transfer system routed through the banking channel, and the incentives are expected to be linked to the amount of foreign exchange so remitted to Sri Lanka. That ends economic news.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
The Meteorological Department forecasts the low-pressure area in the southeast Bay of Bengal is likely to intensify into a depression during the next 36 hours and move northwestwards towards North Tamil Nadu coast. Hence, showery weather over the island is expected to reduce. Showers will occur at times in the western, sub-Ragama, northwestern and central provinces and in Gol and Mathura districts. Fairly heavy showers above 50 mm can be expected at some places in the western, sub-Ragama and central provinces. Showers or thundershowers may occur at few places in the Uva province and in Ampar and Batiklo districts in the evening or night. The Met Department further predicts strong winds up to 40 to 50 kilometers per hour can be expected over the island. That ends weather report.
Weather report was sponsored by
Dialogue, in partnership with the Ministry of Education, brings Nanasa app, a trilingual educational mobile app for online learning with video-based lessons from grade 1 to A-levels. Now your child can study with ease on your mobile with the Nanasa app. No subscription fees. Download via Google Play Store, App Store, Huawei Store or Windows. Dialogue, the future today.
To wrap up the evening news on Radio Sri Lanka, let's take a look at the headlines once again. President Gotabaya Rajapaksa declared open the National Defence College. The Minister of Finance is to present 76th budget of the independent Sri Lanka in Parliament tomorrow. The Republic of Korea announces that Sri Lanka migrant workers will be allowed to enter Korea soon. The Labour Minister says the trade unions have commended the proposal of the Cabinet bill to extend the retirement age. In the main news story, the government is ready to file a case before an international court if Express Pearl refuses to pay the full compensation for the damage. In Watchlight, Coconut Development Board requests the coconut peat manufacturers to maintain higher standards in their manufacturing process. News overseas, environmental activists welcome for the unexpected US-China climate agreement. With that, we bring to an end to the evening news broadcast on Radio Sri Lanka and my good friend and yours,